Here we have a right angle triangle that I've divided into 4 pieces. But the interesting part about these pieces is that if I rearrange them, I can get the triangle to have an open square in it that seemingly comes out of nowhere. And I know what you're thinking.
When you move the shapes, you just change the sizes, right?
Well, I didn't, but I get it. You can't trust some random guy on the internet who says something's true, so let me show you with grid lines so that you can see that the dimension of this triangle does not change when I move it. So here's the grid lines for all of you who have no faith in the random internet person, and watch what happens when I do the same movement. Again, pay attention to the area of all of these shapes, as you'll see that all of the shapes remain the exact same. So where does this square come from? Let me look at both triangles side by side so you can see the full picture. Again, you can see that the shapes are the same on the left and the right, so where does this random square appear from? Now, some people don't really see the urgency of this, is it?
Okay, cool, a square appeared out of nowhere, who cares?
Well, take a look at this. If I take the area of the triangle on the left, that's area is equal to base times height divided by 2. The base is 13 and the height is 5. And therefore, the area of this triangle, when I do all of the math, is going to simplify to 32.5 units squared. And so this means that the one on the right is just going to be 32.5 minus 1, which is 31.5 units squared, but since they're made out of the same shapes, that's just not possible. So what's going on? Pause the video here if you want to solve it for yourself, but if you want me to explain to you what's happening in front of you, then I'm going to go over it in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so to get to the bottom of this, let's look at a big version of the triangle unshifted with the grid lines on. Now you can see again that the 4 shapes don't change when I move them around, but there's something interesting you'll notice about the 2 triangles. The yellow and green pieces, completely normal. So let's focus on the triangles here. You'll see that this triangle has a base of 8. This triangle has a base of 5. The blue triangle has a height of 2, while the red one has a height of 3. And so what I'm going to do is calculate the slope of these 2 triangles using rise over run. Well, the slope of the blue triangle is just 2 over 5, or 0.4. But the slope of the red triangle, you'll notice, is 3 over 8, which is 0.375. But it gets worse, because if I take the slope of this big triangle using the same rise over run, I'm going to get 5 over 13, which is equal to 0.386, which isn't the same slope as the red triangle or the blue triangle. So what's happening here? Well, what you can't really see to the naked eye is that that top line isn't perfectly straight. It's got a slight kink to it. If I get rid of the grid lines and you focus on it, you might be able to see that it actually bends inward towards the yellow corner. Let me show you what happens when I put a real base 13 height 5 triangle behind it. You'll see that this little blue line appears. And wouldn't you know, if you take the area of this tiny little blue sliver, it's going to be the exact unit that we're missing when we rearrange. Kind of cool, isn't it? Share this with a friend you think might find it interesting.